Bhutan Computer Incident Response Team, also known as BT CERT, aims at enhancing cybersecurity in Bhutan. And to talk more about BT CERT and cybersecurity in Bhutan, we have with us Sonam Choki and Dechen Chhoeden, who are team members of BT CERT. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us briefly about BT CERT, the team members and its objectives.
Okay, so the Bhutan Computer Incident Response Team, we are a division under the Department of Information and Technology, which is under the Ministry of Information and Communications. So it was formally established in 2016 as a national and central coordination and response team for cybersecurity activities and initiatives. So our overall mission is to enhance cybersecurity and have cybersecurity incident handling, build the cybersecurity incident handling capabilities, and also to build awareness among users about the threats, online threats, and vulnerabilities in computer applications and other network infrastructure. So all this information we share with our government constituents and also with the public in our Facebook and official email and also the website.
Lastly, who are the core members? Do you have members from other organizations as well from Bhutan?
As a division, we are just 5 of us, but we have as a coordinating. Like we coordinate information among banks and also the government agencies and also the public. So whenever there are issues and if we need experts to resolve some incidents, then we rely on our groups that we have already created.
Just to supplement on what Dechen has mentioned, so there's a separate CERT for the financial sector, which is called FI CERT, and BT CERT acts as a central coordinating agency on a national level. So as of now, we only have 5 members, but when we talk about cybersecurity, it's a very broad term, and we just the 5 of us, we cannot we are unable to respond to all of the cyber threats in the country. So what we do is we collaborate with the banking sector, the corporate sector, such as the power, and also the judicial people, and the law enforcement, and the Royal Bhutan Police as well.
So what are the main function of BT CERT?
It's generally a central coordinating body. So whatever information we get from, we also are member of AP CERT, which is Asia Pacific CERT, so which is for the Asia Pacific region, and also member of FIRST, which is short for Forum of Incident Response and Security Team, so which is a global CERT. So whenever we have computer incidences that's coming from outside, and if the incidences are coming, if the attacker is from Bhutan, we collaborate with these agencies. So if we receive information from FIRST and AP CERT, what we do is we share this information with the government ICT professionals first, and then also with the financial CERT and other corporate sector and police and law enforcement agency as well.
So it seems like BT CERT was established in 2016, quite recently.
Yes.
And have you done any research so far? Has BT CERT done any research so far on cybersecurity in Bhutan?
Even now and way back before the internet, crimes like frauds, then I think identity theft, stalking, etc. have always been there. But now with the introduction of internet and the rapid digital transformation that's happening even in our country, and especially since the advent of the social media platforms, so this environment has contributed, or we can say that attackers or those motivated people, whoever wants to commit those crimes, the internet provides avenues to present the same dangers in unprecedented ways. So so even with the so they say that with the use of technologies, these crimes are enhanced further with the whatever is there right now prevalent, like in the internet.
Right. And what are the most common cyber or online scams very rampant in Bhutan right now?
Yes. Of course, there are a lot of scams. So when we say scams, there are about 9 different methods a scammer uses to scam a victim online. So there, out of the 9 methods, we have come across 7 of them in Bhutan. So just to give you a brief idea of what are all the scams that we have come across. First is COVID related. Now, COVID is because of the current situation and the pandemic happening worldwide. Now, scammers have taken advantage of the situation, and we have been receiving a lot of scams related to COVID. For example, we have had a WhatsApp link being shared across WhatsApp platform saying that the government is offering certain $1,000 to victims or people who want fund from the government. Another one is the scammers have also cloned our government to citizen website and then asked people to go to their website and fill in their user credentials, which is your username and your password, which is quite risky for online people. In addition to that, second is buying and selling. As a national CERT, we have not been reported of any such cases, but we had a discussion with the Royal Bhutan Police, who maintains statistics of all such crimes happening online. So it was quite alarming for the team, because we learned that about 6-7 of large business firms in the country and suppliers, they have purchased goods online from bogus sites, which are not legitimate sites, and they have lost a lot of money. In fact, it goes to millions of niltram. Next is attempts to gain personal information. So that's also one of the tactics used by scammers. So for this, we have had cases of surveys being shared online, especially DHL surveys. The scammers have put in the DHL logo, and then they've whether they are happy with the DHI facilities and stuff like that, and then people, they just click on those links and then share their user credentials online. What is quite interesting is that people who are educated and know the risks online have also taken those surveys, because those surveys came as WhatsApp link from their superiors in the office. So which is quite alarming. So we need to be aware of that. Second is Instagram celebrities are being targeted online to steal their user credentials. So Instagram, we have had cases where famous celebrities such as Tenka's Getaway and Yi Getaway, also Voice of Bhutan, Sencho, Doji, all of their accounts have been hacked. It's public, it's in the public domain, so we came to know about that online. So when we called them and asked what happened, they received all kinds of updates on Instagram saying update your profile, and then also links which they unknowingly clicked, and then they lost hold of their account. So because these celebrities now, they are dependent on those their account, and because they have a large following, they are dependent on their followers for their livelihood. So when scammers get access to their account, it's easier for them to ask for ransom from these celebrities. So this is also one of the attempts that scammers have done, including social media accounts. We have also received cases where people have received emails with links and attachments asking for you to click on those links, and then what they do is they take your user credentials and password and then get hold of your account. Now number 4 is gifts. Scammers promising gifts and iPads and iPhones online, and we have come across a lot of these cases especially on Facebook, where people have used Bank of Bhutan's logo, Bhutan Telecom, Tashicel, because these are large companies and people expect gifts from these companies in Mobile. So what we need to do is validate if this information is coming from the legitimate source. Check their Facebook profiles and their website if it's really true. Now 5th is lottery scams. So we have cases where people have lost 1.1 million nildrum to scammers promising that you have won a certain kind of lottery, and then they've called people online. First they add you on Facebook and then ask your number. They add you on WhatsApp and then start calling you. So what they do is they tell innocent victims that you have won this lottery. Now what you have to do is send us your credentials, your bank account details, your OTP as well. Now OTP is something that banks use to secure your account. So only you as a user or an account holder will get access to that OTP because it comes to your mobile number. So when the bank sends you the OTP and the scammer asks you because they promise you a lottery, so you just innocently send them the OTP across, and then they get access to your mobile banking apps, and then it's all in the open, so they can do whatever they want. They can send across any amount of money across to your friends, their friends, anyway too. And also unexpected winnings like I mentioned earlier, and KBC scams are also there. I think KBC scams, the Kaun Banega Crorepati, that scams has been there for quite some time, since I can remember. It's been there, and it's just old wine in a new bottle. So just using WhatsApp and social media accounts, and then they just package it in a different way, and then say that you have won that such, and then people innocently send it across. And the last one is threats and extortion. So what they do is the scammers, they capitalize on your fear and say that now what happened recently was social media administrators, especially for government sectors. So for example, ours is BT CERT. So I am the admin of the BT CERT page in Facebook. So the scammers, they send you certain links on your Facebook page, notify you saying that you need to update your page. If you don't update this, you will lose ownership of your page. So now page admins, they just click on those links and update it and then send, then they lose hold of your account. This is what has been happening. And the other 3 investments and job and employment and romance scam, which is not quite prevalent in Bhutan, but we have to be careful, and these can happen. Promising, like there can be pictures of celebrities online. You won't even know that. So promising certain gifts, or like promising marriage, and if it's coming from a foreigner, of course you will be lured into such kind of tactics. So these are something we need to be very careful about.
In Bhutan, like my colleague mentioned, we are also not an exception to increasing cybersecurity threats all around the world. So people or organizations are increasingly experiencing those threats, and so we don't get reported as much as we would like, but it has increased over time. And then recently, I think if we talk about the evolving nature of the scams, before it used to be more through email messages, then also through the social media platform messages. Now we have been experiencing increasingly scams through calls, which is also called sort of like a voice phishing. So, which Sonam already mentioned, from the banks, the KBC scams, and then people calling you to share the account number and the one-time password, which makes it so easy for them to just take away all the money that you have in your account when you share the account number and OTP. And also in terms of the survey, there was one survey done on child online safety in the, I think, last year. So in that, what was found was that the students reported that the biggest the biggest threats that they feel is having their personal information misused, and then also the distribution of inappropriate images. And half of them responded that they met strangers that they made friends with online. So also some of the gamers, they had transferred money to like accounts who promised them that they will give them game points, but they never got it. So this shows that there are risks for our young adults, teenagers, for falling to such scams, and then also to cyberbullying, I think. So it's alarming.
And I interviewed some experts on cyber security before, and most of them said it's common sense. If you use common sense, you can actually protect yourself. So, how can we, as an expert, what would be your advice? How can we make sure that we protect ourselves, maybe our child as well, from such scams?
I think common sense also, like if the offers being offered in the messages is too good to be true, and that's usually a scam. Like there's no such thing as like they say free money, or so you, when they offer, especially when they offer you millions of, like in the case of Bank of the phishing scams, they were offering 50 lakhs. So that's really too good to be true. So, and then again, when people send you messages with links, you have to like exercise caution, and then those links might have malicious. It might be malicious with malwares and viruses. So generally, like if you don't, if you haven't been expecting messages, don't like click on it. Just verify, and then usually ignore the messages.
Yeah, just to supplement what my colleague just mentioned, I do agree with what the bank officials have mentioned. It always boils down to common sense, because just to give you an example, someone on the physical world, apart from what's happening, phishing scams online, on the physical world, you cannot expect a stranger to come with a bag full of money and then just come and give it to you for free. That's never going to happen. So this boils down to common sense. So I think this is what he is trying to say. So similarly, when someone promises you 50 lakhs rupees, you have won this amount, you can just have an iPhone for free. It's always common sense. That's what I would like to add on. So you have to be very careful of that.
And I also personally feel concerned that we have so many children who are below 17 actually, who are some as young as 5, 4. They have their accounts on Facebook, Instagram and all, and there are so many young bloggers as well. Yeah. So as an expert, what would be your advice for their parents?
Always be careful about that. We advise parents to always check on what all apps they are using, especially for if they are boys, check on what games they are using, because sometimes, like we mentioned earlier, there were cases where they have sent across money to buy gaming points for certain games they were using. And also to check on which strangers they are chatting online, so it becomes safer for your children.
So BT CERT was formed in 2016. So far, what are your achievements on cybersecurity?
So as we mentioned earlier, we might have all the latest technologies and equipments and firewalls in place as IT professionals. When we say cybersecurity, I think the major perspective that we have is that it's cybersecurity, IT professionals, they are there to handle it. Say. Now that's a very field conception, I must say, because we might have all these technologies in place, but somehow it's one person that gets hacked, and if, for example, if someone, if Dechen's email got hacked, she can send malicious attachments or viruses across to all her contacts online. So that's how attacks happen. So considering that, we felt that it's not just technological interventions, but also awareness that is quite important, because a chain is as strong as its weakest link. So we have to be very, very careful about creating awareness in the community. So what BT CERT has done so far is create awareness on simple things like password security, how to enable two-factor authentication, and privacy, and how to detect all those. We have brought in quite a lot of celebrities and then asked them to act on certain stories based on cybersecurity topics. So in addition to that, we have also broadcasted it on the Voice of Bhutan, because there are quite a lot of audiences that watch it, and also created animation videos now targeting children, because children, they tend to watch animations. So we have made animation videos on online predators and gaming, all the risks associated with gaming, and also designed a lot of charts and posters. So hopefully we'll be sharing in the next few weeks, we'll be sharing those posters across all schools in the country. Not only awareness, as BT CERT now we are also mandated to look after cybersecurity technically. So in technical terms, what we have been doing is organizing workshops and trainings and capacity development for ICT professionals in the government, not just the government, for the corporate sectors as well. So we have been inviting them and training them on how to combat cyber threats and preventive measures. In addition to that, we have also formed a WhatsApp group consisting of professionals from the corporate sector, the banking, the telecom sector, because cybersecurity is not just one person's responsibility, so it's everyone. Just in case there's a cyber incident, it becomes easier for us to respond to those attacks if we have a group that discusses all those issues and information sharing and all of that. We have done that. Yeah.
And in case maybe some of our viewers, they find something suspicious, if they think it's a scam, who should they report to?
So for that, they can report to us. They can. We have a official website and also the official Facebook page, and they can just send us a message or email about it, and we can call them and find out the details.
So just to supplement on my colleague, we have a website where you can report incidences. There's a menu, drop-down menu, so you can just go there on btcert.bt. In addition to that, now because we understand that people don't normally view websites, so we are more concentrated on Facebook, on our Facebook page. So people can just drop a message on our Facebook page. We're quite we respond quickly, and we do encourage all of them to reach us through Facebook. We also share all the advisories, best practices, whatever trends are happening in Bhutan, we share through our Facebook handle. If they can do that, then we... that will help
if
us.
the users share the scams that they have received, then it's easier for us to like share with others. So it will be helpful to inform others about it.
And as we end our program, as experts of cyber security, what would be your advice for our viewers?
Every social media platform or email account you have, they have a security feature in the settings. So just go there and enable two-factor authentication. It's a second layer of protection for your account. So if you lose your, it's to authenticate whether it's really you. So even if the hacker gets hold of your password, that second level will protect your account, because they don't have your phone, and the OTP is usually sent to your phone or your email. So. And then have two-factor or multi-factor authentication. The details are in our website if they want to see, since there's less time. And then backup valuable data, because so that if they lose their account or whatever, their phone, then they can have the backups and get their thing back. And then regularly update their softwares. That's very important. The security patches are released by the companies through regular updates. And then be mindful of what you share online. So I think those are the general advice. And for the scams, I already shared. The banks, okay, one thing, the banks will never ask for your account number and passwords and one-time passwords. So just be mindful of that. If you think, if you're suspicious, just ignore the calls or the messages or whatever.
I think Dechen already mentioned all the solutions, but I think on a fundamental level, you need to be mindful of your password. So now when we say password, people have all kinds of accounts and all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. So it's quite difficult for people to have different passwords, and it's difficult for them to remember. So we advise them to have password manager installed on your phones and on your laptop. So what we recommend people is to have those password managers where you just have one master password. So you just need to remember one password, and then you can just maintain all of the other passwords and feed it into that app or on that app. In addition to that, like I mentioned earlier, being mindful of scams and your common sense, not believing all scammers promising you freebies. Nobody is going to do that. Be mindful of that. And two-factor authentication, I cannot stress how important that is. For every platform like WhatsApp, Instagram, every other platform, they have that facility. So what you do is go to security, and you just turn on that option. It'll just take you 1 minute. That's all you require. And not to share your OTP to strangers.
Thank you very much, Dechen, Sonam, for your sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you. Thank you.